Okay, get this. Imagine a super complex, super polished piece of software. You know, the kind you'd think a huge team spent months building. Now, what if I told you it was actually created in about the time it takes to brew a cup of coffee? Yeah, today we're diving into something called the digital lab, and it's a wild ride.
So right out of the gate, the description for this thing sets a really high bar. We're not talking about some half-baked demo or a prototype here. The keywords are complete and production ready. That means it's a fully finished product, ready to be dropped into a real-world scientific lab and put to work immediately.
All right, so let's start where pretty much anyone would, that first impression. We're going to look at the user experience first, because let's be real, it doesn't matter how powerful a tool is under the hood if you can't even figure out how to use the thing, right? And wow, that first look is, honestly, it's just stunning. The whole design is built on this really deep, dark theme with these super slick, kind of semi-transparent glass morphic panels. You've got these sharp neon accents in cyan, purple, and green that just pop and guide your eye. And the best part? It works perfectly whether you're using it on your desktop or in a web browser. It feels incredibly modern and just professional.
But it's not just about looking cool. The design is seriously smart. It's built for actual usability. You see those little question mark tooltips? They're everywhere, and they give you plain English explanations, no confusing jargon. When a new feature pops up, you get step-by-step guides. The whole point is to just flatten that learning curve, making all this heavy-duty science way more accessible.
Okay, so it looks amazing and it's easy to get around, but what can it actually do? Well, now we're going to peek inside the digital toolbox and see the scientific powerhouse that's packed in here.
So, check this out. This isn't just one single tool. It's a whole suite of 8 different fully integrated scientific powerhouses. I mean, look at this list. You've got a whole genomics suite with tools like OpenCRISPR, which helps scientists design the little guides they need to edit genes. Pretty cool, right? Then you jump over to protein science with BioSimFusion, which lets you simulate how a new drug might actually attach to a protein. And it doesn't stop there. You've got AI for medical images, tools for your research notes, and even quantum analysis. This is basically an entire scientific workbench in one piece of software.
Of course, having all those powerful tools is great, but they're pretty useless if you can't get your data into them, right? Well, the Digital Lab has that covered. It supports more than 15 different file formats. We're talking all the heavy hitters for genomics like FASTA and VCF, the standard PDB files for protein science, DICOM for medical imaging, you name it. That kind of versatility is absolutely crucial.
Okay, but here's where it gets really, really cool. These 8 powerful tools don't just sit there by themselves. Nope, they're designed to be linked together, creating these automated multi-step workflows. And the magic behind all that? It's something called the pipeline builder.
So instead of having to write a bunch of complicated code, you can literally build your entire workflow visually. Think of it like building a flowchart or putting together a recipe. You just drag a tool from your palette, drop it onto the canvas, and then you just draw a line to connect it to the next step. You're telling the system exactly how you want your data to flow. This is a total game changer because it makes this incredibly sophisticated automation accessible to scientists who aren't, professional coders.
Okay, let's just take a breath and recap for a second. We've got a gorgeous user interface, 8 powerful scientific tools built right in, it handles all the file types you could need, and it has a drag-and-drop pipeline builder. It's the whole shebang. So, now we get to the most shocking, the most unbelievable part of this entire story, how it was made.
And I really want you to think about this. Just take a second. A beautiful UI, 8 scientific tools, a visual pipeline builder, desktop and web apps. How long do you think it would take a team of developers to build all of this from scratch? Seriously, take a guess. A few months? Half a year? Maybe even a full year?
Ready for the answer? A traditional development team would probably need somewhere between 7 to 10 weeks to build something this complex. But the Digital Lab, the entire thing, the web app, the desktop app, all the documentation, it was generated in a grand total of 95 seconds. No, that's not a typo. I'll say it again, 95 seconds.
Let's just put that into perspective with one single massive number. That's a 99.8% savings in development time and, of course, cost. I mean, that's a jump in efficiency so huge, it almost sounds like science fiction. It's just staggering.
So, the big question is, how? How is this even possible? The answer is a system called Cheetah Supreme. So, what is it? It's an advanced AI code generation system that can take a prompt and create an entire, complete, production-ready, fully documented software application, we're not talking about just spitting out a few lines of code. We're talking about building the whole thing, from start to finish.
Look, this is so much bigger than just one cool tech demo. This represents a fundamental change in how we even think about building software. What we're looking at here is a new reality for creators, for scientists, for everyone.
And believe me, this is just the beginning. The Digital Lab isn't just some static, one-and-done project. Just look at the roadmap for next year. They're planning on adding things like a plugin system, so scientists can build and share their own tools, collaborative features for teams to work together in real time. This isn't just about creating something once. It's about being able to grow and evolve it at a speed that was, well, it was impossible until now.
And all of this leaves us with one final, and I think really important question. When the barrier to entry for creating complex software like this just collapses, going from months of hard work down to just a few minutes, what will we create next? What kind of new ideas, what scientific breakthroughs become possible when the exact tool you need can be imagined and then brought to life almost instantly? That's the future this is all pointing to, and honestly, it's pretty exciting to think about.